Jurassic World Chaos Theory has officially come to an end, so this is the last time I will ever ask for your hot takes on the last season of Chaos Theory. Let's get into it and let's see what you guys have to say. Before we get into everyone's hot takes, I just want to say if you guys have not watched Jurassic World Chaos Theory Season 4, then be sure to click off this video and go watch it and then come back, because we're probably going to talk about spoilers. That is your spoiler warning. Let's get into the first one, and the first one is from Cheeto Chicky, and they say a perfect ending to the series, and it's also fixed many of Dominion's flaws. If this was the ending to the entire Jurassic saga, I honestly wouldn't complain. And yeah, I do hold Chaos Theory above Dominion. I think Chaos Theory as a whole, it's just so good. It's so good, well written, and it's just I think it is better than some movies. I will say Dominion at the moment, I do feel like it did fix it like a lot. Like it's just so good. If this was the ending, I feel like if it was the ending, great. Like it's so good, it's so wholesome, it's nice. I really like it, but they've also left it open if they want to explore something else. So I'm pretty happy with it. I think the way that it's ended is amazing, and yeah, I can't complain either. I think it's a love letter to Jurassic World fans, in my opinion, as well, because you got to remember it's the 10-year anniversary of Jurassic World, and you know, the fact that we got that kind of an ending, and you know, it's the end of, you know, the Jurassic World era with Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom and Dominion, and like this kind of concludes all that. It just felt like a nice love letter, and like, yeah, if it is the end, like, it's, you know, it's beautiful. Next one is from Dino Kia, and they say the narrative and dinosaurs took a bit of a backseat this season to focus more on the characters, but I find that fitting for a conclusion. The stuff with Ben was so emotionally draining, couldn't have asked for an ending with more heart. I'm really gonna miss these shows, and yeah, I'm really happy that the dinosaurs and like the narrative kind of took a backseat. I feel like with season 3 they tried to like force themselves that they were part of Dominion. Like, we already know that this is like, it's happening with Dominion, like it's in the same timeline and stuff like that, but you know, the whole part of like them being in the back of the truck and stuff like that felt like they just unnecessarily put themselves in those situations just to be like, hey guys, we're also here in Dominion, you know what I mean? But they didn't really need to do that. And in this season I felt like they really leaned into that. They were like, yeah, we're in Biosyn Valley where Dominion takes place, and that's it, you know what I mean? Like, so they like, you can pick up on stuff like, you know, Dr. Wu being there, and like the mention of Ian Malcolm, and I'm pretty sure you hear one of Beta's like barks or whatever, and like when they're in the labs and like that. So yeah, I'm kind of happy that, you know, there was no Maisie, no Beta. I'm surprised that there was no like characters, like they didn't run into anyone or anything like that. I'm very surprised about that, but yeah, I'm happy that they took that approach. I really am. Next one is from Instagram, but they say the Giga Redemption arc was so peak, and yeah, the Giga really did get its flowers. I will say this, Rex fans, Rexy hasn't won a fight on her own since the Raptors in Jurassic Park. You know, Jurassic World needed help with the Mosasaurus and Blue. Fallen Kingdom, it was a distracted Carno. It was battling a Sinoceratops. You know what I mean? Took advantage of it. You know what I mean? Came out of nowhere. Dominion needed help with the Therizinosaurus. And then in Chaos Theory, you know, we see the Rex being a little rat, you know. The Giga gets Molotov'd, and then its foot gets run over by a Jeep. Rex comes out of nowhere, takes advantage of the Giga, you know what I mean? Because it can't win a fight on its own. And we just see that. But yeah, the Giga Redemption arc was good. I really liked it. I will say this, I still feel like the Giga needed it needed to kill. I feel like we didn't get anything from like Jurassic Park 3 related, like no Spinosaurus or JP3 Raptors. I would have thought that it would have been the perfect conclusion to the Spinosaurus if the Giga, like, imagine like the doors opened and Dodson's like, I have 3 of the biggest carnivores, right? And here is Asset 87. Doors open up, Spino walks out, gets killed by the Giga. And I'm saying this as a Spino glazer. You know what I mean? I'm saying this as the biggest Spino glazer. Like, walks out and stuff like that, gets in a fight with Giga, gets its neck snapped, and then Dodson turns around and is like, well, 2 of the biggest carnivores now, or something like that. I think it would have been really cool, and I think it would have, like, I want the Spinosaurus to die because I just don't, like, it's just ever looming presence on the franchise, and it's just like, what if, you know what I mean? But I love it, and I want them to use it. This season felt a bit rushed, and the ending could have been better. I don't feel rushed. Go watch Jurassic World Rebirth. That's a rushed. And how could have the ending been better? I guess, like, I did like someone in the predictions video, someone said that the ending, like, their idea was that Brooklyn and Darius were going to be at the Congress thing where Ellie and Alan, you know, they get all their evidence and take down Bios, and they thought that Brooklyn and Darius were going to be there, and I would have liked that ending, and I thought that's what they were going to go with, because Brooklyn's whole mojo was, you know, putting these guys in the dirt, you know what I mean, getting these guys locked up. But yeah, no, it didn't happen, and I thought the ending was really wholesome. I don't know how it feels rushed. I just felt like it was a good story, but I guess each of their own. I would love to know how it feels rushed to you. Next one is from that one guy, 6432. Should have had the Spinosaurus make an appearance. I'll die on that hill. And yeah, I think so as well. Like, because what's happened to all the like we all saw that the Manticorp Island, you know, Big Edie and all the other like Bumpy, they all got taken off it because of all the Kenji's dad's situation, the police investigation, government and stuff like that. So I thought all the dinosaurs got taken off there, and the Spinosaurus is nowhere to be seen. And as I said before, it would have been way better. And it would have been way better for the Giga and the whole story of Dominion if the Giga killed the Spinosaurus, making it the big bad. And then it would have made Alan Grant's quote where he's like, "That's the largest carnivore to ever exist," or something like that. Something along those lines. It would have hit so much harder if the Giga had that behind it, and it just would have put it over, you know what I mean? It would have made it the big bad of the franchise. And I feel like, and yeah, I will die on that hill as well with you, that one guy. Next one is from Mika, and they say the Giga staring at the car through the bushes was horrible. Dude, insane scene, like holy moly. That's what I mean, right? Like Chaos Theory is such a love letter. Like it's scary, like it's generally scary at parts, more than what Rebirth was and stuff like that. Like they get it, and like yeah, that scene was amazing, which is like looking through, like it just like holy shit, you know what I mean? Yeah, generally like amazing like scene right there. Next one is from Star Motion. They should have had Ben actually die. It would have wrapped up his story extremely well, and it would have made the finale actually have a punch. I get this. I get the fan bases in two different parts where they wanted Ben to die and didn't want them to die. I totally get it. I think it would have had that punch, and it would have been like a holy shit moment if he did die. I still think Kenji would have been a good play to die, especially when he like sacrificed himself for Ben when the building collapsed and he was with Dilophosauruses. I thought like that was it, and that would have been like, it would have been just so well written. But yeah, like I get it, like Ben should have died and stuff like that, but I think when you look at it, especially like with the heart thing, they could play into Rebirth with that. I think they've just left it open in case they want to get into Rebirth, because we do know Scott Kramer did an interview mentioning like how, you know, he would like to like write stuff, or he has stuff like, oh, there is something. Either way, he was alluding to like, you know, there's something there if the situation presents itself within, and that, you know, means a story from Dominion to Rebirth, you know what I mean? And if there's a team, a creative team, a writing team, and a team just to, you know, I want the Chaos Theory team to take over the movies and stuff like that. And if there's a team to fill in the gap between Dominion and Rebirth, it's them. And just give them the keys, you know what I mean? Next one, Darius and Brooklyn should have been in Endgame. This about Darius being aromatic is a cop-out. What is aromatic? I don't know what that word means. No, I don't think Darius and Brooklyn should have been Endgame at all. And I'm happy that, you know, Darius set his boundaries and be like, I don't trust you. Look, we don't even know Brooklyn's last name, you know what I mean? We don't know if Brooklyn is her real name. That could just be a social media name. And she just called someone else a dino nerd and like faked her own death, and like she traumatized this guy, man. Traumatized him and made him carry this guilt for so long about her death. That's pretty fucked up. Like, so, and he said it's gonna take me some time, so I'm happy, like, you know what I mean? Like I don't know why people, like, I think it's a very big age thing. Like obviously Chaos Theory, like it is a kid's show. I'm a 26-year-old man, so obviously looking at this relationship and seeing all that, I'm gonna look at it from a different perspective. And obviously if you're younger and you'll be like, oh my god, Darius and Brooklyn, they should have been together, they're cute, ship them, you know what I mean? Like, and make TikTok edits. But like I get that perspective, but yeah, when you actually look at it, like Darius stood on business, man, and they shouldn't work together at all. At the end of the day, the only reason you guys say that they should be together is because they just have shared trauma, realistically. And you know, like, yes, that can make a relationship, because Sammy and Yaz, but that's different, you know what I mean? Anyways, that's another conversation. This one is from Enderman. They dragged out Ben's death way too long, took all the momentum and emotion out of it. For me, it was obvious he was gonna live. Yeah, I can see that. For me, I kind of liked it. I really loved how they were showing death in the show. Like death was a looming presence, and I don't know, I guess like I said, when you're older and stuff like that, you kind of look at it as a different way, and it's pretty deep for a kid's show to show like death like that. I get what you mean where they kind of dragged it out because he like comes in and out of consciousness, but I think when you look at it from that perspective, like death and like that, and just like, you know, the whole severity of the situation, I get it. And it does take the bit of the punch out, like, is he gonna die or whatever. He did die technically, But I get what you mean, but at the same time, like the animation for it and just the storytelling of it was really cool. But I get it. I can see your point. Next one is from the Elegant Pyraptor. I think the season was overall decent. Nothing too less, nor too much. It was an emotional ride. I wish there was more, such as a giga action at night. Dreadnought. I'm sad that the Dreadnought wasn't in it, to be honest. That was really upsetting for me. Appearance, and most importantly, meeting the Dominion cast. I wish at least Ramsey would have made one. I'm satisfied. Yeah, and yeah, like this is honestly flip a coin. I'm happy with what we got. Obviously, I would have been happy if we got like Ramsey. Ramsey is like one of the most interesting characters they've introduced in the Jurassic World era, and you know, he could have a part to play in and stuff like that. Like he legit was the one that was part of Biosyn's demise, you know what I mean? So I feel like he's an interesting character and things like that. But I think that it's kind of good that we didn't get to see any of the cast. But yeah, it's each to their own, you know what I mean? Like I don't mind it if we get it or if it happens, you know what I mean? It's cool. Next one is from Otro. I don't want to read the other part. I don't know if that, yeah, I don't know. Otro, hot take, all of Brooklyn apologies sounded fake. One of the new Boss 6 should have died. Ben should have not have had that much plot armor. Yeah, that's what I mean as well. Like Brooklyn's apologies, like why was she upset that people weren't forgiving her? You know what I mean? Like why was she upset that, you know, people had a problem with her and didn't forgive her and shit like that? Like I didn't, like, to me, like how can you like fake your own death and be a to your friends and stuff like that and just say you're the reason why I did all this because I can't work with you guys because you guys are too much. You know what I mean? Blame them for everything and stuff like that. Like, I like that everyone held it and Sammy held Brooklyn accountable. That's what I liked. But yeah, as I said before, Ben, like, yeah, I get what you mean. Each to their own. I looked at it in a different perspective. But our last hot takes is from Pro C, and he says, I can't wait for Ben in the Rebirth sequel to be Patient Zero and receive the heart disease cure made from the Titano, Mosa, and Quet's DNA, but instead curing him, he just turns into a dino-human hybrid. Yeah, and this is what I mean, where they've left it open because they, you know, they really like emphasize that, you know, Ben has had heart surgery and he needs to take this medication, and Rebirth, you know, it's all about, you know, medication and like, you know, preventing heart disease and stuff like that. I mean, not to be in Rebirth. If that's what I mean, where they left it open, where they can do something like that, I think it's cool. And I think we're gonna get into dino humans at one point, you know what I mean? I think we're gonna get to it. But yeah, other than that, that is everyone's hot takes. Thank you guys so much for supporting this series and just yapping and stuff about that. This is the last hot takes for Chaos Theory and the last, I guess, hot takes video for a bit because I don't know what else to really... Oh no, we'll probably have more hot takes videos, but yeah, the last Chaos Theory one at least. So thank you guys for all the support. Thank you Chaos Theory, and thank you Netflix, and thank you DreamWorks, and thank you Jurassic World, and thank you Universal for this amazing show and Camp Cretaceous and Chaos Theory. It's honestly some of the best entries in the franchise, and yeah, I honestly love it. And you know, thank you guys for creating such a masterpiece, and I hope, you know, you can grab some people and use these stories for movies or live action stuff. I think they deserve it. Other than that, much love. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy and bye.